Hi guys, so get ready with me for my Indian wedding ceremony. So we're having a sort of ceremony at the temple, and yeah, it's my husband's parents are there. They're the ones who brought me this dress from India, and there's going to be, a whole ritual that has to happen, and then the photographer, videographer, all that stuff. So that's why I'm going to start with the eyes, which I don't normally do. I normally start with my face, and then because I don't wear too much eyeshadow, but since today I'm gonna be doing a little more eyeshadow, then I am going to be starting with my eyes. Now I'm just setting the eyes a little bit. This side. So for eyeshadow, I have a couple of options. I have my very much used Born This Way palette. I have some colors I like from this palette, and I have mine. Oops, God, I didn't mean to do that. I have my Dior palette. I also have this one here. So I don't know what to do, but I want to do something that kind of matches. So I'm gonna be going kind of gold-ish, right? So first, let's start with, I guess, nice shade for the transition, and I'm gonna be doing this color, which is called Eden, and it's just a peach color. So just taking the peach color and this big fluffy brush, I'm going to be packing it on and applying it right here, just like that, and blend it in and up a little, not too much. And I know this palette is super pigmented, that's why I chose a fluffier brush, because if I had used another one, it would be too much. Sorry, I had to re-clip my hair because it's getting in the way. So yeah. So just trying to blend it. That's why I'm starting super early. The ceremony is 3 hours away, but I'm starting super early so I can blend it out as much as I want. And I'm doing the same to the other eye. Just trying to be careful so they're as even as possible. Now I'm taking this kind of tan shade and then blending it like right here. So for this, I'm taking a smaller brush, just like that, and then just kind of blending it like that. Now you can see just in this outer part. And I'm doing the same to the other eye. Just trying to merge the two colors together. Sorry, those are the beads on my blouse. Oops. There we go. So I'm liking that so far. Okay, but now it's time to deepen the eyes. So I'm going to take this orange color. It's called Saturn. I was going to use brown, but I'm just afraid it'll look kind of muddy, like mixing in. I think it's possible. It's just kind of tricky. I think it will be tricky to blend in some browns into it without it looking muddy or without it making the orange shade, not stand out. So I'm taking Saturn and just here applying it So I do feel like I need that brown just to, I don't know, make this a little more sophisticated. But I don't want to go in too crazy with browns. So I'm going to take this brown shade from the Dior Quad palette. And this is Toile de Joy, I think it's called. So I'm just taking, actually I'm going to take the little, this little brush that comes with it. I'm just picking that up. And I'm just going to apply it right here. Just lightly. You know, just to bring depth into the eyes. I just want something a little more sultry. You know. So we're going to try and darken these up a little bit. But not too much. So this shade is just perfect, you know, because it's like not entirely brown. It's like mauvey. So I think it's giving me sort of sunset eyes, which I really am liking. And of course, I haven't forgotten about the lid color. We are going to be applying something here. I just need to figure out what, you know. We're not going to go orange because this isn't a costume, you know. So I'm trying to do something still normal looking. So I don't know if I'm going to go with gold with like a silver, you know. We'll see. But look, I am liking this brown color. I think it's perfect. So now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer for my lid. Okay, so that's why I'm using this teeny brush for precision and taking some of that concealer on it and just trying to carve out a nice shape, a nice base for my gold, because I decided for gold in the end. Okay, so pray for me that this works out and that I don't look insane, because yes, I have time, but I don't want to waste it trying to correct my mistakes. So just trying to blend this nicely like this. And then at the edges, I try to be careful not to, you know, eliminate the other colors that I did. Just gentle. Just like that. Okay. And then we do the same to the other eye. And try to keep it as even as possible, because I have made the mistake of like making one a bit bigger than the other. So I'm going to try not to do that. And I have my mirror here, because it really would not be possible without it. See, now I'm looking over here. I think I need it a little higher so that my eyeshadow actually shows up. And I just want it like when I have my eye open that you can also see some of the gold. So that's why I'm bringing it up a little bit higher than my actual lid. Okay, like that. And the ends like this. Do they look even to you? Now once this is even as you can make it, I'm gonna be applying this gold color from the Prism palette, which is very old, but, and just taking that on a brush and then just applying it on the lid. I'm gonna go in with brush first to get it all the places I want. Then I'll go with my finger to make it as pigmented as possible. This is nice like that. There we go. Oh, very difficult. Now my other eye. Just trying to pat it in, not rubbing, patting. My husband's coming upstairs. Okay, now since I like a gradient, I'm gonna do copper here. Okay, so at this point in the video, my husband came because he had a meeting and his parents fell asleep. So he had to have the meeting, and so he's doing that while I'm doing my makeup, and that's why I stopped speaking. I just didn't want to interrupt, and here I'm just showing you the result of my eyeshadow. And I moved on to foundation with the Road Beauty Glazing Milk. So I'm just applying that all over my face, trying to be careful because I'm not supposed to get the henna so wet. So I'm just doing that in this clip. And then I wanted to try this out. I got a sample from Sephora. And I think it's supposed to be like a luminizer thing. You know, you wear it under your foundation to make your foundation look more glowy. So I applied that in the shade number 2, just to kind of make my face look more highlighted and stuff, because I knew what it would be for pictures. And here I'm just blending out some foundation. I already blend out the product. I'm putting my Dior foundation on top. And it's just very silky and skin-like, so that's the one I wanted to go for these photos. And there I am, just blending, trying to show you as much as I can. But since I was looking in the mirror, I know I look away a lot. So next, I'm contouring with my usual contour stick from Dior. Super creamy and very pigmented. And easy to blend as well because it doesn't dry up so fast. Because I think a lot of contours that I've had in the past dry up super fast and don't let me blend. And here I am going a little heavier than I often do just because of the photos. I know. And then here I'm just blending that out with my brush, and I use the wrong end. That's why I flipped it over. So just blending in my contour. I'm trying to take it upwards so the face looks nicer, more chiseled, and the features just stand out a little bit more. And again, I'm trying to show you, so I try to look at the camera. Next, I have a concealer, so I'm using my e.l.f. concealer, the hydrating one. I feel like it's really pigmented. I really wanted to use my most favorite products for this look because I knew I would be photographed. So here I am, just applying my concealer and then just blending it out. Only I'm not super careful usually, but this time I had to be super careful because of my eyeshadow since it's already done. I didn't want to, get into that by accident. So here I am trying to be super careful, but trying to blend in as best as I can so it doesn't look patchy or anything. And here I'm showing you the result. And again, trying to do the other eye. Being careful with the shadow and being careful not to poke my eye. Next, I just set this with a loose powder, and this is the Fenty Beauty powder. Again, I think I would have to choose this one as my most favorite one, even over the Huda one, I think. And I am pressing with this puff because I really want to get that filtered look. So I feel like this one is pretty blurring when you press it, even just applying it normally. But I remember when I swatched it in the store. And here I'm just contouring my nose. So just using the powder contour from Rare Beauty to do that, as I usually do. Here I'm trying to show you again. I'm remembering to look into the camera because I look into my mirror a lot. But I want you to see what I'm doing, so I'm remembering here. And I'm trying to keep my face forward so you can see it. And then now I'm just applying the Charlotte Tilbury blurring pressed powder. Because again, it is a lot, but there was photos and stuff. I knew there would be a photographer, like a professional photographer. So this is the reason why I went all the way, you know, because I was feeling like I had a lot of powders on. But I also knew I would add a setting spray in the end as well, so that would help. And then here I'm just retouching my bronzer with, it's a powder bronzer with this brush. And here I didn't add any more eyeshadow, just with whatever was left over. I smudged that underneath my bottom lashes, just to like tie in the look together, you know, so it doesn't look bare there. And then here I'm taking the Dior eyeshadow, the dark one I used, and I'm doing the same, you know, just trying to make my eyes look more balanced and a little more sultry as well. I really wanted my eyes to stand out, and the brown in my eyes also was something that I wanted to be able to be seen. Then with the shimmery side, I saw there was leftover shimmer, so I just put that on top of my brow bone, sorry. And then I'm taking my YSL blush in Cherry Crush. This just seemed like the most appropriate color for this color of dress. And I'm just trying to be as gentle as I can because it doesn't be pretty pigmented, so I need to be careful. So if you buy this blush, you need to be pretty careful. It's really, really pigmented. I'm using a very light hand, and as you can see, you can still see it a lot, even though I'm using a light hand and even though it's on camera. So yeah, just trying to concentrate, trying to get it. Again, I knew there would be photos, so I didn't mind if it looked like a little too much. Then I applied some on my nose to just help the contouring, and I just like that look. Okay, so I'm nearly done. I know this video is gonna be like a million years long, but that's actually how long I took to do my makeup this time. I took forever. I was just trying to take care of every single detail, you know? So now I'm gonna take this kabuki brush and then just kind of blend it all together. You know, I really want to make sure I'm really blended in because these cameras we're going to be using today like capture everything, and I don't want to be caught off guard. Okay, I need to do my lip liner and my eyeliner, so let's do my eyeliner. I'm going to do brown eyeliner. To bring out the brown in my eyes. And you know, I forgot to do the cat eye liner inside. So I think I might do that. Just stretch this line out a little. Okay, now I'm gonna line my lips. And then I'm gonna apply highlighter, okay? And today of all days, I got a spot near my lip. So it looks like that. But we'll see. I don't really have a peach orangey lipstick, so I'm gonna go with this lip tint, which I've never worn before. But it's the closest thing I have, I think, to match this makeup. There you go. And it's a tint, so it'll come like down, but the stain will stay, okay? So I'm doing it. So the final step is just highlighter, and I'm taking the color Cookie from Benefit, and I am going to add a tiny bit in my inner corner like this, just a little bit. Like that, just like that. And then my nose, of course, as I usually do, and then here on the bridge as well. There you go. Now on my cheeks, I'm gonna use this brush and just apply some to this part of my cheeks and this part. So this part and this part. Okay, final step, we're gonna be doing my setting sprays. So this is the first we're gonna do. Just so some dewiness can come back into the skin. Then the Urban Decay for longevity. So this is the final look. You guys let me know what you think. Even though by the time I let you know, it'll be too late because the ceremony will have already happened. And obviously I'm not finished. I need to put on my skirt. Then there's a veil I wear. Some jewelry over here. Some jewelry over here, and jewelry over here, and on my rings as well, and on my wrists. Which, by the way, let me show you my henna I got done yesterday. It's very pretty. I really liked it. Anyway, this is the eyeshadow, which to me was the most important part, but we'll see. I'm ready to go. We still have 40 minutes left, so just enough time to change. Fix my hair a little more and put on my accessories. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll let you know how it goes. So this is what the makeup ended up looking like. I stood up to get better lighting so I can show you. Here's an up close of my henna. Super pretty, super cute. So many designs, and she can also add stuff that you wanted to. So some things I asked her to. And here my husband is helping me put on the skirt because it's like a tent. It's so big. And then here we're on our way. We were a little late, so we're in the car. That's my necklace I didn't put on. And in this next clip, the ceremony's over. So this is nighttime. My tint is almost gone, but it's still hanging on there.